Hello and welcome back. I'm bballjo and this is bballjo Reviews. I am so happy I can show you this probably biggest republic that maybe exists. It's the biggest one I've ever seen and it's functional. This is by Aryan. I think I said that right. And 432,600 and a few citizens. This thing is not running at a normal frame rate. Don't worry, we're not going to look at this one because I pretty much cannot run this. It's mostly on a flat map, if you care, and it's, oh gosh, the frame rate at this point is probably 2 or 3. It is awesome, but most of the map is built. I just wanted to show you the stats before we get to the actual review part. Most of the map is built, which is awesome. This city is inspired by St. Petersburg, if that matters to you. I don't know how St. Petersburg looks or what it does, all that stuff, but this whole thing, this republic, the city-state, the city, everything looks amazing, and I can't wait to show you all of it. Thanks, Aryan, for sending this to me because this is fun. Well, hello. So, here we are. The city is humongous, and this is what I had to do. This is available. I put this in the description. The whole map, the fully built map, is available as a downloadable landscape. It's about 4 gigabytes, so good luck downloading that and stuff, but you can play it. You can play it, and when you play it, make sure that you don't set the population really high. I set it to the smallest population that I can do. That gives me 36,000 people. It's pretty awesome. Right now I run at 15 frames per second, and I am paused. Nothing is happening, but Aryan actually has been playing this map since 2020, and he said he's still continuing to work on it, just there's not a lot of game time happening, if you know what I mean. Because the frame rate that he said is 2 to 3 frames per second. I have a little more than that just so I can show it, but this map is amazing. There is so much stuff going on. It's really just one city, but it has everything you would ever care about. So how about we get going right away, and if this is lagging a little bit, you know exactly why. So please don't yell at me. It's lovely, and I'm going to talk briefly about the difficulty settings on his map. He is not playing on the highest difficulty settings. Just be aware of that, and I don't think that is what this is about. And as you can see, we still have the old, I'm going to need my mouse every once in a while here apparently. We still have the old farms, which look really great in this setup. I don't know, these are just the vanilla farms before they got replaced, so that is awesome. What I'm going to try is, I will try to just kind of flow over the city. We see a lot of, what looks like power? No. Steel? What is that? What is that to our right? I don't even know. What is this building? It is a cooking plant. Oh, coking plant. Coking plant where you turn coal ore into coal. That is lovely. Let's go look at this. Yeah, this is good stuff. There's some oil sitting here. It's just, oh, and the rail system. Look at these lengths of trains. This is amazing. Phenomenal. Yeah, long trains, big rail network, probably appropriately laid everything, like track and everything else. There's a big rail yard sitting here. There's a nice little bridge that's not that easy to place like that, but that is lovely. And yeah, stuff is just kind of working well. You can see maybe in a couple places that these roads do something funky. I am assuming he just played with the map border tool and just moved the maps around a little bit so he had more space at the edge of the map to actually do what he wanted to do, which is fine. But let's keep looking at what is actually going on here. The first thing, got a little village. Gotta love a little village. I mean, they have everything they want. Just really small buildings everywhere. It's just the smallest number of citizens I could add here, but it is connected directly to a food factory and a farm. That's lovely. That's cute. I like it. I don't even care that I don't. I'm pretty sure because this is a new landscape, everything may be set to purchase or not purchase. I don't know that this has anything to do with the setup from Aryan. This is completely potentially just this. But look at this. There's just a nice little village with a bunch of farms, 2 of them to be precise. There's another one over here, and they just take care of things. They just produce some food for everyone. That is lovely. Great idea. Wonderful, great idea. Then yeah, we have a bunch of resources here. We have a lot of iron, really large iron storages, coal, iron ore, probably iron ore. Then coal ore, coal here, coal ore. No, just coal, both coal. That means coal ore here, yes. Iron ore and coal is here. The conveyors, this just looks so industrial. I feel like I build big industrial just setups when I set them up. Mine fit on a screen usually. This one, I have to zoom out to a level where I can't even make out what the buildings are. This is a huge industrial setup, and this is lovely. And I'm assuming it's working well enough. I don't know if it works perfectly, but I don't care because look at all of this. There's so much track going on. What is this? Just aggregate loading. Nice little aggregate loader. I'm going to add all of the assets, all of the mods that are used here to my big mod collection. So if you want to redo all of this, you probably need it for the landscape anyways, so you can download it. But if you want any of that, just download my mod collection if you haven't already. The big one, not the small one. Wow, there's just so much, and the rail connections here, just there's switches over everything, and then you get into this ginormous industrial complex of what is this? You are a sinter plant. You are producing. What are you producing? You consume stuff and you produce iron. Oh, you take iron ore. Oh, these are I'm not an expert on this, but this may be how iron is actually produced. You have a little bit of some iron ore and then a little bit of coal on top of that, and that burns the slag out of the iron ore. I don't know, but this is lovely. This is wonderful. Just produce it like that. I can't even get all of this. There's some footpaths going on over here just in the middle of this industrial complex, so nobody is walking across the rail. That is amazing. I love that. And then you have these humongous buildings. There's a big steel mill. Here's a vanilla steel mill. Everything. I wish I could show you everything, all of this working, but it's not terrible. But it's really, it's just going to be laggy. So we're not going to do that the whole time. Also, this is not running on my normal settings for the game start because I needed to turn down a bunch of things to actually make this running. But this looks lovely. This huge industrial complex. I can't even point out all the details that are in here that are going on. Why is that gravel sitting here? I don't even know. I don't even care. This looks awesome. Then you have some power coming in. Oh, this is pretty cool. You have these, not the biggest power lines, but appropriately sized power lines going into the actual building. That looks pretty cool. It just gets so busy here. And then you have a, what do we have going on here? Not sure why there's a double rail right there, but it looks nice. There's a nice little rail bridge where you can tell. That's what I read into this, that these two rail bridges were built way before this rail bridge was built, or the other way around. I don't even know, but they are built at different times of when this whole thing was built. There's another little flyover over here. That looks really sweet. Looks like maybe a couple rails got left there for leaving the spacing right, but this, wow, this is pretty sweet. We just started in the first little corner. We have another couple bridges here that are, the slope doesn't look like Lee Hawkins did this, but the slope looks very appropriate for what's going on here. So that is pretty awesome. Yes, I think I've said enough about this thing. I will try to make a train ride along later on, but don't expect too much. If the lag is too bad, the lag is too bad, but I hope we can actually make something happen. But cool, nice, awesome, huge steel setup. I'm assuming there's something close to this in St. Petersburg as well, and that's why it's here. Cooling tower. Why is there a cooling tower? Because this is a converter plant. Do you produce... Oh, convert. What do you produce? You are making steel and gravel, and I'm assuming you just... Are they actually connected? I don't know if those are connected, but that looks awesome. Having that thing actually do something. Cooling tower, yes. I don't even know what those are directly used for in this game, but this is great. I mean, they're used for the nuclear power plant, but I don't know what they're used for in the setup for the steel mill. Maybe they're just there to exist to make it look a little nicer. That is awesome. Cool. Next city. What's going on here? it just looks nice. It's so busy, but it's so organized and it's so clean, and they get everything they want. And then there is a different shopping center set up right here that's almost the size of our normal, of the big shopping center. What are you? Another little market. It's just, there's a lot of stuff going on, but it kind of, it just feels nice. It fits. It's great. I love it. This is wonderful. I'm going to say I love it a lot on this map, just because there's just so much. What I'm trying to do is actually just scrape down at the bottom of the map and then go like in a zigzag back up, if you're wondering. So let's see what else we can see before we miss too many things. There's a customs house over there. There's a lot of rail connections going on right here. Oh, he actually has the rail running way behind the customs houses where the map normally ends. So that's interesting, but I like it. And just the long swooping of all the rail that is happening here feels so appropriate. It is ridiculous. This is awesome. Are we lined up? No, we're not lined up. This is how we want to line up. Let's continue. Yeah, there's a lot of rail going on here and a lot of everything else. And if you see something that I'm not pointing out, please put it in the comments, because other people should know. Maybe with timestamps so I know what you're talking about, and that's nice. Kohlekraftwerk. You are producing power. Cool. Just a nice little one, but that's a pretty little mod. And you have the coal sitting right next to you. That is really neat. What is this? Police station. Of course there's a police station. But look at this setup, this city. It looks so, I don't want to say just organic. It looks like everything kind of belongs here. And that is something that is so hard to do in this game, because he did not use just one mod, one building, one type. He used a lot, and they all play together. Now, Ariana, I don't know if you did any custom modding for these, but man, just finding the mods that go together like this feels like it's going to take forever, and then you have to find the right ones and do a bunch of things, and that just takes forever to do the thing that you want to do. But this is pretty sweet. Got a little highway there going down the thing, and I think this highway probably was built before our grid ability existed. And look at this. It's really hard to see, but I'm pretty sure. Let's see if I can point this out the right way. Pretty sure we have two roads. Yes. There are two roads on top of each other. I don't actually know how to make this. I have no idea, but there are two roads on top of each other, one of which has the footpath on the outside. Okay? And just by that, this whole road got a lot wider and looks a lot prettier. And I mean, judge for yourself. Doesn't this look better than just having the normal road that has this footpath on both sides? I think it looks pretty sweet. And like this is how that road that you see over here normally looks. Has lights on one side and footpaths on both other sides. And here, this must have taken so much time to even get that going. That is pretty awesome. And then obviously some decorations, some trees, some other things. Everything that you want. Can we let it run? And I mean, it's moving, but let's not kill my computer, shall we? Great idea. Cool. Moving on, because there's too much to see. As you can see, there's a lot of field work going on right now. Oh, there's an airport. Let's go to the airport. What's this? Just another farm. And I mean, the road network and the rail network is just phenomenal. Just looks great. This is a nice allée, or what is it? There's a name for that in English too, but in Germany, it's called Allée, the Baumallee. You will say whatever name of the tree that is placed there, and that's pretty nice. Here is a ginormous airport. That is ginormous, and all of these are like big airplane parking spots, and that's great. You have a bunch of parking because that belongs to an airport. I would guess that this one is probably not in driving range of anyone that cares, so you don't have citizens actually coming out here, but whatever. No, nobody cares. And there's Terminal 1 and Terminal 2, a couple bus stops there. This bus, where are you going? You're going a nice long way to somewhere. I don't even know. Oh. Yeah, in the city. So people can actually use the airport, but this airport just, it takes time and making this space out so well that you can actually set this up. And I don't know if this is super efficient. I don't care if this is super efficient. I think this looks great. Just putting it there. And this feels so realistic that you have the actual like passenger side over here, where everyone gets in and does the thing that they need to do. Looks like you started putting a fence down on this side and then didn't complete it on oh no, there's the fence. Fence is running here. You used the little fence. You didn't use the wall fence that I usually break out, but you can see that there's a wall going all the way around the airport, and then there's a little connection here. The airport in the area where I'm sitting has exactly a setup like this, where the private companies and like supply and stuff comes in from the back like this, and there's a lot of open space, and then a passenger side is just up front, and it's a little tighter setup. And this looks great. This is so fun. I'm assuming this has something to do with how St. Petersburg actually looks, so please tell me. So cool. This is so great. Another farm. Just making sure that we find it. Wow, we're not even at the end of the map yet. We haven't even traversed it one time, and I don't know how long it's going to take. Let's speed this up a little bit. Turn off the UI when we can. There's some rail stuff going on here. I'm assuming that there is a desire to maybe make this rail terminal connect to the let's see, do we have underground? Yes, there's a tram. No, there's a metro. Of course there's a metro. Great. So the metro is directly connected to this little passenger station up here, and just has a loop that goes around, and they do their things. Can they run? Yes, they're running. Awesome. So yeah, people can actually get to places from here. What it looks, nope, there's a passenger connection right there, and everything is placed so tight. There's no wasted space in here. That is lovely. And yeah, it just works. It just works. You just make the metro go run around. Where was the connection there? Right next. Oh, this is just lovely. Like, it has all the connections that you would expect it to have. That's awesome. Moving on. More farms out here. A little roundabout there, a little bit of road connections and all that stuff, and that's all set up. That feels just appropriate. More road connections. Looks like we have a tiny little, what do we have here? Tiny little city. Just a random city almost looks like. What do we have? I'm assuming in the full map they have people in here, and then yeah, there's a store. Okay, I expected to see a fire station here. What are you? You are a school? No. Productive age workers. What do you produce? A city. Maybe a city hall? Maybe that's a city hall. The buildings need a type so I know what they're doing. Distribution office stuff. Small fire station right there. Okay, that's what I expected to see, which is why I think this city even exists here. There's a little harbor for some bitumen or some oil or something. Something is happening with that harbor. I don't really care what, but it's just happening. Is there ships? Actually, there are ships assigned to this. There's one truck and two ships. One brings gravel and one brings coal. That is pretty sweet. And then yeah, just normal conveyor engine there, just feeds it into there or feeds it into here, and then this one turns coal into heat. And oh, this is a fuel tank. This is just a fuel tank for this guy. That makes sense. Yeah, that's nice. This canal, I don't think that exists like that in the game just when you start it on a random map. I think this will take some work too, so that is pretty. Yes, the map is mostly flat, but who cares? Who cares? What do we have here? Small other city right next to another farm. So really just a small village with a little Lenin statue in the front. We got some parking spots that are, modded parking spots. They're actually pretty nice. They're part of the road. I'm assuming you can drive through them. And yeah, they have what they need. A big old police station, of course, because why wouldn't you? And a library and just all the things that you need. I'm assuming a fire station of some sort somewhere here. There's a house, it really doesn't matter. There's another school, there's a council house. It doesn't matter what they're doing here. There's a fire station right there. Cool. Yeah, with 3 fire trucks, and they're all the smaller ones. But doesn't this look cool? You don't just have... A lot of us, let's be honest, a lot of us go and build a farm somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and it's like, you know what? I'm just going to put a fire station here with a helicopter and call it good. I've done that too. Aryan hasn't. And this is pretty sweet. And then we have another little village out here. And these houses look pretty nice. They're very European. just small with a little bit of a yard and everything nice and green. And I dig it. I dig those. They look nice. What are... Oh, these are cool little snowplows. Look at them. Fancy. Very lovely. Yeah, there's this thing. Now, if we go up a little bit, let's go up to whatever's going on here, because I don't actually think I've seen it before. What do we have here? You are a greenhouse that produces crops all year around. Yeah, why not? That makes perfect sense. I should probably use those in my playthroughs. But yeah, this looks like a very centralized thing for crops, which is awesome. What are we doing here? Also, okay. Oh, also crops. Okay. Yeah, just a lot of crops in this whole section. This is a pretty cool looking, almost like a border post, but it's a booth. What does it do? Huh. Looks like a station, but he's not using it as a station. It's being used as just like a checkpoint for vehicles to come out. How do you get in? Oh, you have okay. It looks like you actually don't let people get to this grain storage at all, because both of these are one. No, wait. I'm stupid. You can go in this way and then out that way. That is very interesting. I want to see trucks actually driving through there if we can. There's one coming. Please survive the frame rate right now, because it's necessary. So you come in there. Yep, and you find a lane. Yep, you go through there. Cool. And then there's a big truck coming out with a double trailer in the back. I mean, this looks like it's working beautifully. I had no idea something like this even exists. Someone who owns this mod should fix the behavior, because if you go in on that side, the truck wants to go to this side to get in, and then probably goes out the other way. That has nothing to do with the map, with the map owner. It's just all about that mod, I think. Okay, let's slow down again, because it's getting ridiculous. Yes, we have a lot of just stuff here that's being produced, and you have a couple, just some residences just thrown in, because you can't just have this stuff existing without some supporting infrastructure, and that is pretty cool. Big vehicle, just a big storage that's empty right now. Again, ignore all the stuff that happens in terms of what cargo is loaded or what's inside all the buildings, because it's effectively a brand new game. Otherwise I couldn't play this, or I couldn't even show it to you. What we have here, just a small city again. This city looks a little boring, but it's also just kind of out here. This city, however, does not look boring. It looks like, well, I want to try a couple things. I want to try some small houses next to the school and next to the... Oh, there's a police station. Where's the school? Clinic. Okay, school, kindergarten. Yeah, there's a nice little center of the city with some sporting things. There is a nice sports ground in between a bunch of bigger buildings. That makes perfect sense. Shopping center again, of course. Got a couple buildings that got placed individually that give you a little bit of an angle. And look at these footpaths. Even those look like they were planned way ahead of time, so you can actually get them in. Everyone is really close to the interstate, and the interstate has a nice little sound barrier of a couple trees sitting there. That is lovely. And yeah, it does all the things that you needed to do. Liquid container unloading. Yes, I did play with these before. They seem very necessary, because the vanilla game does not support liquids in containers, and that's a little lame. There's another gradual incline until you hit a bridge, and then you go across whatever you need to cross with the rail. And the bridges aren't universally the same. Like when I built these, very often I try to have the bridge very unilaterally placed at the same distance up to the middle on both sides for whatever they're crossing. I think this is pretty cool, because that doesn't always happen. In this case, you just place it the way it needed to be placed, and the way that the mountains were already there, but it adds something different every time you look at the map, and that is pretty sweet. So let's head back that way. I'm trying to go just straight as I can. So yeah, we have all this stuff happening. This is lovely. There's another piece of city here that we kind of barely just missed, but it's there. And it looks like it's very coherent. It just belongs here. That is pretty cool. Oh, we're not going to miss the stuff that's going on to the left here. Are we? No. Oh, there's just more food going on. Were we already at the city? I feel like we may or may not. I don't know. But it's this, I would consider a big city in a normal setup. It's already sprawling so far, and these buildings are not humongously big. That's awesome. But yeah, this whole thing is sprawling in the middle of all these fields, and that makes me think at some point this was a nice little village that had a bunch of farms around it, and then it grew over time and now became a little hub for crops. And they decide, hey, we need to place a bunch of these greenhouses here. What's this? Import, warehouse, import. I don't even know. Produces crops with coal and chemicals. However that works. I'm sure there's an explanation for it, but it just there's this crop hub, and we have the roads just happening the way that they're happening. It looks like most of the time, or all of the time probably, the light posts are placed on purpose. So you're making sure that you place your roads in the right direction when you place them. That's great attention to detail. What's going on over here? I'm kind of trying to hurry through this because there's a lot more to see, and I want you to see all of it. But yeah, no, there's so much going on. It's just so pretty. There's too much of it. I can't get enough of it. Yeah, but there's the city. Let's go back to the main city, shall we? Yes. Move a little faster. If you don't know what this is, you hit WASD, and then Shift lets you actually move a little faster. There is a little harbor here that is very cute. I don't know if this is the harbor that just has one parking spot for a ship. Don't care. It works. It works exactly where it is. Oh, don't worry. It has a real harbor too. We're gonna get there. Where are we now? We are over here. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff. Let's see, right there. Let's see what's happening here. Another furnace. What are you producing? You're producing steel mostly. Very nice. And just little villages just spread out everywhere, but part of everything. Wow. I'm glad I came over here. This is not something you build in a day. This is something you have to think about and make work, and I don't even know how this happens. This is like going through the road, but not really, but kind of. And you're obviously tricking some game mechanics. It's almost like these roads are not even considered connected, but it looks nice. And then that bridge on top of it, yes, those trucks, yep, some nice non-vanilla trucks to just make it different. Then there's a roundabout in here, and everyone knows where they're supposed to go. This looks so cool. And it takes so much time, especially on a flat map, because you now have to build 3 levels of behavior of ground that you have to care about. And then again, a bunch of trees in here because you don't want the noise of the interstate right behind you bothering your workers, I suppose. What's over there? Should I go there? Yes, I should. Otherwise, I won't come back. Another industrial setup, it looks like. Another big one. This is bauxite in this case. Wow. There's a big rail distribution office. There's several large residential areas here. There's a pretty bridge set up because why wouldn't you? And look at this. It's just like this big mine operation. It just pops up out of nowhere because like, well, gonna do iron here. And then, yes, I would like the humongous train distribution office, not just a small one. I want the humongous one. And the trains that we saw earlier, the length of those looks like this length. What's your building length? 519 meters. Wow, that is pretty sweet. Yes, and then you got a couple city setups. Just this is just like, we need workers here. Let's put some barracks down. Let's get figured out how we get these people to work out here and get enough workers for these large industrial complexes. And that's exactly what he's doing. And look at the rail. The rail is just, yep, we want all the rail. We want everything connected. And then eventually it just connects into this mainline thingy. And it seems to work. Oh, there's even a tram running up here, a double tram. Where are you going, tram? You're going that way. I guess this one, because it was started in 2020, was built before Tramtrack was a thing. But you know what you can do with trams? You can actually make them change direction without building a loop. You can't do that with the tram roads that exist now. Oh, this is nice. Now you have a lot of underground stuff going on. Yes, so cool. It is so cool. This is so... Gosh, I've never seen a map this big. Let's go up here because I'm gonna just concentrate. We're just gonna rein it in now. We're just gonna get back to the city. So what's going on up here? Large gravel production, mind you. When I say large, I mean humongous. Look at these mountains. I think the scale of all of this stuff is really cool. And then you have so many rail yards just sitting there that actually look really nice. This one, I like this rail yard. I didn't know there was a rail yard that has built-in sidings. I'm sure these sidings are really just parking spots, but this is great. Is this train just about to leave? Don't know what you're doing. What is this? Has 110 wagons and no vehicles. So it's really just a rail yard. I don't know what this does. I should probably try it. But I like it. Maximum train length, 300 meters. This is lovely. This is so cool. What is this? Oh, a dredger. These are gravel dredgers. That is awesome. And it looks like he may have even gone in and then painted in the... First, you have to add the lake. You have to make the lake work. And then you paint in the gravel with the cheat menu to make it actually look like, yeah, there's gravel here. That's why the dredgers are there. And they're dredging out all the gravel that we want, putting it into one place, and everyone is happy. That is pretty sweet. Is that a distribution office? Yes, it looks like a distribution office. It looks cool. It's not my favorite, but that's fine. And then this one is a logistics terminal, which does, it's also a distribution office. Interesting. It's just a little bigger. And then a fire station with some helicopters. Neat. Neat. And then here we have a small little city that is probably used, judging by the trains that are already heading there, is probably used for manning the gravel pits or the gravel production zones, lines, thingies that are sitting there. That is pretty darn awesome. Okay, let's go out here. Let's see what happens there. Got a couple water features. They may have been just left over from actually the map. And then, oh, I seen this not too long ago, and I wouldn't be surprised if whoever put this on Reddit saw it here first. Maybe not, I don't know. But everything's connected underground to switches, and then they leave the power plant. Instead of connecting everything to the power plant, which needs road connections and footpath connections and other connections, like all the connections that need to go here, just go out here, and then you just start running your power lines for whatever you need. And it is just organized and clean and nice and great. And then you have a little cooling pond, a water pumping station for cooling this thing. I don't know how it's put together. It may be that this is actually used. If it is, that's cool. This is a cool little feature, but it looks like it's just an asset. It doesn't actually do anything. But I don't care. It's... Oh, actually, the cooling towers don't do anything. They're just cool. So there's no activity, but they do what they're supposed to do anyways. And we have some office buildings. Oh, that's neat. So you have workers there, but you're not doing anything. So this is not just one giant building. He actually added more infrastructure around it. A little parking lot over here that are really aligned. That's cool. What's this? A bus station? Yes, of course. More parking spots. And just things. It's not just, oh, let's plop this building down. It's also ginormous already. It's also just build more stuff around it and make it look more whole. And that takes so much time. I am so impressed. Nuclear stuff, storage facility, nuclear stuff. That makes sense, right? This is all just for nuclear. I'm assuming there's a nuclear power plant near St. Petersburg somewhere. Probably not within 20 kilometers. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. But need the power from somewhere. And then the city that's here, this is not just a worker barracks city. This is next to a nuclear power plant and uranium enrichment areas. These people are smart. These people have to know what they're doing. So they get nice housing, they get a nice city, they get a nice setup, and they don't have to worry about their life. livelihood, not life. They don't have to worry about their livelihood because they're taken care of as long as the power plant is taken care of. But if the nuclear power plant is not taken care of, poof, for everyone. Love it. What's this? Penitentiary. Oh, that's an interesting one. And please, if you can tell me if these are specific settings or specific areas that should be mentioned, please just call it out, because I've never been to Russia. I don't know if I ever will. It's not on my bucket list, but I'm not against going. It's just, I don't know how it looks, and if this is something that actually is really built according to the original landscape, then that'd be really cool, because he did say he used Google Maps to build a lot of the stuff that's going on here, so it's pretty nice. Penitentiary, just a couple big buildings. I'm assuming the city just exists there, but I don't know. Then what we have here, construction office with a bunch of buses. That is nice, but just the city layout itself is not just random. It is, all right, let's lay this out, make this work, and make it an actual city. And there's character here, because it's not just a grid. We're not following a grid here. We are putting some parking lots really close to the buildings. And now I wonder if all the cars get killed if you make a map a landscape, like if you put it in the workshop, because I don't believe for 1 second that all of these vehicles or all of these parking lots were actually empty. But since you're messing with the population, you may not have cars anymore afterwards. So that is another reason why this is actually playable right now and not just a slideshow. But this looks pretty cool. And I'm sure there's cars just moving around all over the place in the actual save. What do we have going on here? Just something to try, I guess. Not sure what's going to happen there. We got another little border town over here. What are you producing? Big shopping center, another big shopping center. Not really sure. This may be just another city that is now planned, that it's just not ready yet. And now we have a little oil platform. Lovely, 10,000 liters of oil. Why not? Why not? Big soccer stadium? Yep. Yeah, there's a city coming in here, and it's gonna be grandiose. Where are we? We are near this harbor town. Okay, there's that soccer stadium. I'm not gonna go here yet. We're gonna go, I think we've seen everything there. Yes, the nuclear power stuff. Let's go over here. What do we have? We have just more stuff that I'm not 100% sure what it is. Aluminum construction. And just this is more barracks, right? This is more people that work in a steel plant or an aluminum plant. Just work. They don't have to be the smartest. They just have to make sure that everything works. We just need a few smart people. So the city feels like a different style of city was built for different people. And that's nice. Then you go over the little river, over the little creek, and looks like we have some embankments that are going to go in there. And then you have a different city. And this city feels more like it's part of the large city already, because we're getting a little closer, but maybe not. And I don't know if this middle piece has any significance or not, but we're getting to a different place again. We're having, looks like vehicle production. Just would have guessed that. Then we have chemical production. Also needs some smart people. Then we have a coal power plant, and a couple other things. But yeah, this city again feels different because vehicle production, it's probably more I don't know. I'm not going to say anything, but the city just feels different, and we have different types of worker requirements here, and that is great. Yes, this is pretty sweet. Roads, just connect everything. We have some embankments going on. That's lovely. And not sure what happened here or what's about to happen, but it happened. It's not connected, that's all. Nice. Let's go. I'm assuming we were already here. Pretty sure we were already here, but let's double check because I don't want to miss anything that we may or may not need to go to. It doesn't feel like I've been here before. Nope, this roundabout. We went to that roundabout earlier. That's our cue. So going in this area, just the city layout again, it's a lot of stuff that just fits together and just looks so pretty. And even this, it doesn't just look random. It looks like a headquarter of something. I don't know what, but it looks like a headquarter of something, and I wouldn't be surprised if that exists in real life. That's pretty cool. More setup of the cities, and so far, I haven't seen a single thing that made me think, oh yeah, I've seen this before on this map. They're all a little different, but they all fit together, and the whole map style is phenomenal. Got a couple prisoners here. Nice. Oh, wardens. I was like, wait, do I have prisoners already? We just started this map. How do we have prisoners? But that's fine. What's this stuff? Storage. Yeah, that makes sense. And then we have the interstate just going there. We have the power lines running here. Again, none of the power lines are the max voltage ones that I've seen. They're actually all smaller ones. And that is very surprising. Very surprising, honestly. Another little different city village setup, and this gives me more a feel of, I don't even know who works here, what people go here. It's a different city. It's a slightly different city, but they're working in the big city. They may work here in the harbor, and this harbor is for oil unloading, and they may just make sure that this harbor area functions, and that's fine. Another big interstate exchange, very nice. I guess every once in a while dirt road is the only thing that can actually keep the connections up. I've heard that before, and I get it. And just look how busy this is. There's a big triangle of stuff happening, and it looks like it may have a really good flow. And that's pretty awesome. Another big bridge, 4-lane highway. I've never needed to build that, but it looks like there's a reason here. What do we have going on over here? We have a ton of gravel and coal, and we're exporting cement. Yes, this is a huge cement factory and brick factory, and I don't know what this is. It looks really funny with how the trucks are parked. But all of this, then you have a bunch of cement loaders effectively sitting there, and they're just nicely arranged. Big industrial piece right next to the interstate. That makes sense. Has an harbor access. Does not have a rail access. That's actually surprising to see, but that's fine. And then we have another city behind there. And another big interstate setup. Just making these takes so much time. I am so impressed. And it looks like here, at least, those 4-lane highways actually get predetermined where they're going to turn and how they're going to go somewhere, and that's cool. That's fine. That's all right. I like it. Okay, yeah, we're going back in the city. We're going to go over here first. We have another, looks like nuclear or coal power plant, but a bigger one, and a little cooling tower right next to it. Obviously, we have some rail connections that are needed, and cities there again, and some fields. We're still on the edge of the city. We're not quite in the city yet, but we're getting there. Big warehouses when you go into the city now to I'm assuming that looks like this is just stuff that goes here. Chemicals is a big one. Electronics are really the only thing that makes me think goes in the city, which may mean this is all car production or something similar, because we have vehicle production out there. They just get all the materials from here. That would make a lot of sense. I don't know if that's the case, but I can see that making sense. More multi-level transportation. We have lowest level here, got a bridge over that. We have another bridge there that looks really, really straight and flat. We have a tunnel going through there. We have another flyover right here. We have another bridge. This is a new bridge type. This is not a bridge that I've seen before. A lot of stuff going on, okay? There's just a lot of stuff. And you see in the distance already, big warehouses, big industry, big. And that's, I think that's pretty obvious. And then it's a pretty rail corridor with 4 lanes just happening to run here with a bunch of trees around it. It doesn't just happen. You have to make that happen. It is so sweet. Yeah, big things. Car factory. What are you? Steel warehouse. It's just, but on a huge scale. It really looks like, oh, they're random colors too. It really looks like these are all like set up. So I don't even know what I want to say. If you go to a real car factory, that's what it looks like. There's a big factory where everything happens, and then you have to store the cars somewhere. It's not just one vehicle storage, it's a lot of vehicle storages. And looks like we have just a lot of traffic going here, a lot of things happening right there. We have a tram coming in here. We have the highway just converging here. We have, what is this? A nice little side road into part of the city. I think we're in the city now. Yes, we're in the city. And gosh, just look at this highway. We were over there earlier, okay? So we've seen this part of the city before, but look at everything that's going on, and this, it just doesn't end. It is, oh, look at this water feature. I didn't even see that. This water feature, you don't just build this. You have to make, this doesn't just happen. You have to make it. What is this? Shopping center, of course. There's even a shopping center without direct footpath connection besides a few people from here. That's cool. Look at all this infrastructure. Do we have anything underground? Barely anything. There's a tunnel going through there, but this is another huge highway intersection that I never have a reason to build. I wouldn't be surprised if you actually need to build this when you have as many cars as Mr. Aryan is running. Big soccer stadium, Olympia Stadium. There's a track running around it. Very cool. What is this? Ice rink. Yeah, sure. Plop it in there. Make something different. Again, this city, haven't seen it before, and it's not square. It has angles, but it has natural angles. It has a tram doing its thing here. We have, I'm guessing, a hospital? Yep. I have a hospital going there. The tram and the road is nice and separated. And it's not just a short distance where these guys are actually moving around. Gosh, there's so much. Let's just look at the rest of the city. We're almost at an hour here, being really excited. I'm really excited about this. I'll let you say whatever you want to say about it, but another big exchange, another 4-lane highway. Lovely. More big stuff. Big stuff is happening everywhere. And if you ever, I mean, I'm in the US right now. If you ever fly over larger cities, you always have the areas that just have warehouses next to warehouses next to warehouses, then a little residential area with high rises, with low rises, with private property. It feels very much like that. It's just like the big city feel. And yeah, there's a tram going over the regular rail, not high rail, but regular rail. They're going places. Then we have, I mean, all the trucks that you can see, right? Then we have just residential areas again. Forklift production, cool. Like another warehouse just plopped in somewhere and make that happen. You have a city over here. Like this is a city, but it's just part of the city. Then we're back to the area that we started at, so we're not going to go there. But more city. And parts of the city have greenery, some parts don't, some are more organized. This one looks a little more, I don't want to say random, because it doesn't look random. It just looks like places got placed in different things. It's more like a chipboard, but it's in a very confined area and very clear confined grid roads. Yeah, this is really clear. Glad I don't have to drive there, but very clear. And then you go out here and there's just more vehicle production, more trucks, more things get just sorted out and moved around. And that is, it's just good stuff. How do you move these around? I wonder if there's a trick to actually make these allow you to define who goes where. And this one's also interesting. There's one in here that's not even connected. It's just sitting there. I wonder what they're doing. Okay, what else do we have? More cars, more big logistics centers that just sit there. Like this could be a mail truck. Those are mail trucks. Those are DHL trucks, right? Gazelle, yes. Those are like DHL trucks. Perfect. So this is just a big, delivery warehouse just outside your city. Then there are just more bridges and some trains doing their thing. And there's so much. I can't get enough of this. And you should totally download this and actually check it out for yourself, because there's no way I'm covering everything that's coverable in this safe. What else is going on? Yep, more city, as you can see. There's just city as far as you can see, and look at this. I'm starting to skip a couple things now, but just the gate to the city. if you wish, like if you're back here, let's go back to where we were. You can actually see them in the distance and just go somewhere. And those are pretty bridges. And then another interstate system right in front of it, and then you have a big rail yard type setup. Obviously, I like that. And then there's more stuff behind it. Just city. I can't cover everything. I just can't. I should stop. There's more city over here. I don't just want to say there's more city because there's a lot more stuff. And we haven't even seen the harbor yet. There's still a harbor to see. And look at all this. And you have the power lines running. The power lines makes perfect sense exactly where they are. So I'm not even going to complain about that. But you see stuff in the distance. And I have distance drawing turned off so I can actually run this. And it's just lovely. It looks like this is just a roundabout that just exists, but that may get redone at some point. I don't know. Maybe it's possible. Then we have a nice little park feature right here that looks at the local soccer stadium. Football stadium, obviously. And another water feature that's just like drawn in. There's the big Leningrad SKK. Don't know what it stands for, sorry. But that sits here. Then we have more bridge work that's just like built in the city, but there's just sufficient enough room where you say, yeah, there should be rail that runs here. And so there is rail that runs here, and a lot of it, just a big rail yard somewhere in the city. But look at all these connections. There's rail, over rail, over rail, under rail, over rail, over road, under road. It's just, everything is here, everything you would ever want, and there's so much of it. Can you imagine making one mistake, and then you're just like, I have to remove the last 5 days of the rail that I placed somewhere because I have to go a little higher here, a little lower here, a little something there. It's just a lot, and we all we all have done this. We've complained about the terraforming feature in this game. Can you see? Do you see what you're able to create if you spend the time? Gosh, it's so pretty. Look at all of this. There's just so much going on, and all of these buildings, just everything makes it feel like a city. There's nothing in here that's just like a one-off. It's really, everything is a city. It's part of it. It's what it's supposed to be, and that is awesome. And another little feature here. This looks like it's just being built, and that's cool, but there's more stuff that you can just place, and then there's some, looks like underground tunnel happening there. Yeah, it just goes underneath that whole thing. Lovely. Very lovely. Now, another little feature here. What's going to happen? Eventually, the canal's going to make it here. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's all there. More bridges again. More bridges here and there. No level crossing. Well, not no level crossings, but appropriate level crossings. Can you see in the distance the harbor? We've looked at this for an hour now, and we haven't found the harbor yet. We haven't seen the harbor yet, and there's so much harbor. It is from there all the way over there where the steel stuff was, where we started effectively. So, hey, let's go look at it. Yeah, it's a great idea. What's going on here? A really long train station, and I'm sure the plan is, or the hope is, that there's more residential stuff going in here, but I don't know if the game will actually let you. First, there's a couple of nice docks sitting here just to create ships, and I think they spill out to the front. That one says dock 1. Okay, they all say dock 1. I was wondering if you can actually make them say something else, but it doesn't matter. There's a ship in there, and this looks like a very nice old, I don't know, it looks like a building from our hometown when it's near the water. That's all I'm saying. And yes, just look at this. There's this little city connected to the harbor and making sure that everything in here runs. Then you have, this is just construction. That's just construction offices. Nothing else. Looks like there's going to be a highway connected to this eventually. And then, yes, after this, just some boat construction. And then you have some canals like the Netherlands, because Arjen is also from the Netherlands, I think, maybe. And yeah, these canals just look awesome. And yeah, then you start the whole harbor area. These buildings, I wouldn't necessarily call them just residential buildings, because these could just be office buildings and office parks and things that just belong into a harbor area, because without them you can't run anything. But then you get into large highway systems that do things. Where are these tunnels going? Oh, very interesting. Very cool. Oh, there's more stuff over there. Were we already there? Yes, we were. Looks like they will get a highway connection pretty soon. But then, yeah, you have here this just huge container setup, and look at this. And yeah, my frame rate is saying, "What are you doing? Get away from here!" But you have these container ships sitting here with the large containers. You have a huge container layout. It looks like everything is run. What is this? What are you? Space for vehicles. Like everything is run by trucks. Oh, look at those! They even have the container runners is what I'm going to call them. It's not what they're called. Just a vehicle depot. So he's not even using this, but he has those container runners, some tankers. He uses panel roads to actually run here. You have container runners actually doing anything here. That is awesome. I would like to see one in action, but I'm not sure I'm going to get that. What is all this? I can't even click on it anymore because the game is just like, stop it. As you can see, there's a lot of cool stuff going on. Then some low loader containers that are doing something right there. That's pretty sweet. Then you have another harbor loading area. I think the only thing this thing is missing is a bigger ship than that. And let's be honest, the ships that are over here are already bigger. So that's pretty awesome. Then, yeah, we have these toll gates again, which are stations, but they're used as, well, effectively like entrances to things. Cool reflection there. And then, yeah, harbor. This just, every type of ship could fit here and get done. Well, we're done with the first half of the harbor. Let's look at the next half of the harbor, shall we? Oh, it looks like this. Oh, that's so cool. See this one? That looks like this is built so, because this is a vehicle loading harbor. Like this is all for vehicles, the whole thing. And I'm assuming every once in a while you have a ship here that's parked, that's docked, where you actually make it look like you could run cars on there, and this is just the car ramp. That is really, really, really cool. I wish I had a picture of that. There's another big port over here. Nice. Another ship there that's just about to run out because it's full of trucks right now. All of this is so awesome. Now we have some rail coming in here that they're actually dropping off something. And some connections are just, oh no, they're actually connected to everything. Connected to that one, connected to that one, and then I'm assuming also connected to this and to this. That is so, so awesome. Then yeah, you just have some more connections right there, and they can do their thing, and then you have a bunch of trucks driving around doing their thing. Yeah, bring a couple cars there, bring a couple cars. Oh, it's just, there's so much. Oh, there are other little vehicle ramps that just are put in there because it's the right thing to do. It's just the right thing to do. Okay, so now we have containers and cars. Don't know what the first one was on. We have some aggregate loaders here. Yes, they're very lovely. We have this one. What's that? Gravel aggregate loader. Okay, sure, why not? Just a different one. And then we get into the fuel. Oh gosh, look at that. We're getting into fuel. Fuel loading and other big industrial applications for what we're doing here. A couple big tankers are sitting here. 20,000 tons of oil. Another 20,000 tons. You're doing 14,000 tons. I mean, this is pretty sweet. And then, yeah, long train, of course. You have to have a long train. Bunch of tankers running around here just being busybodies. That's awesome. A huge huge rail staging yard, or just a huge rail yard sitting in front of here, just in case, because you always want to build bigger than you need. As you can see, more infrastructure coming in here via road, and it's so busy. And then you get this ginormous Heizwerk. What? You import steel, food, and coal ore, and meat, and you create fuel and bitumen. So it's just it's a fully centralized thing for a fuel refinery or oil refinery. I guess that's what it's called. Yep, oil power plant. What's this? Just another plant. Yeah, there's just it's busy, and it's just such a pretty harbor. I don't even know what my favorite thing about this map is so far. It's just the whole thing. It feels so good. It feels so real. It feels just amazing. Amazing. Don't even know how that one's connected to something. It's probably just how are you spitting out coal ore? And it's coming from here. Are you producing? You are producing coal ore. You're producing a lot of coal ore. No, that's consumption. Oh, you're unloading here. You're currently unloading. Yes, that makes sense. You're taking coal ore and then you're making stuff out of it. Sure, why not? What's going on over here? More aggregate loaders, because we don't have enough harbor yet. And then more aggregate warehouses. Yep, because we don't have enough harbor yet. And then we're just back here. As you can see, this is an amazing map. I hope you try it out. It's in the description. Thanks again for Arjen. This whole thing is amazing. I didn't do it justice by just going over it for an hour, because there's so much more to look at. But at some point, you just got to say, at some point you will just have said, this map is amazing. And that's all that needs to be said about it, because it is. It just is. I'm just trying to fly over a couple things here so you can see it again and more and more. And hey, how about we just go from the other side? How about we start from out there, go a little faster, and then we'll see how this goes. But yes, I found Arjen through one of the other testers. He posted a picture of the Steam screenshots from Arjen. I was just like, I want to show that map. This map looks amazing, and I don't think any of you were disappointed with what you saw. This is the best map that I've seen. Don't let that discourage you from sending me your saves, because I want to show people what everyone else is doing. This is a huge masterpiece. If you have something that tops this, definitely send it to me. But even if you don't, send it to me, because it's not just one person doing this well. It is a lot of people playing this game, and a lot of people putting their own stamp, their own mark on the game. And that's what this is about. This is a sandbox game. This is a city builder. Build your own city, however you want to build it, and then go from there. I will never be able to build anything like this, let's be very clear. But you may. You may. It may not be too late for you. This is just not the style that I play. But this is so lovely to see, and I'm so glad that I get to show it to you. Again, thanks Arjen for sending this out. I will make the file available for everyone. And then, yeah, I will see you again next time. Send me a save so I can make another one of these. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys. See you again next time. Bye-bye.